So Trump had a bit of a disturbing day yesterday. There's a couple things that we can talk about here. So I'm sure you all saw this by now, but at some point in the morning, he randomly decided to go to the roof of the White House. The roof? Now, mind you, I've never seen him do this before. Have you ever seen him do this? I've never seen him do this before. Just total bizarre thing. And the conversations that he had here with the reporters who were talking to him, it's even more bizarre. They seem to be like, hey, dog, what are you doing? And then he gets weird. He starts making hand gestures and stuff. So here, let me play this for you. And then just wait till we get to the CNBC interview. I mean, this dude hits a brick wall of facts. And in typical Trump fashion, that doesn't slow him down even 1%. He's like, I don't care about your facts. I'm plowing ahead. All right, so let's watch this.
Why are you on the road? Mr. President, what are you doing up there? Taking a little walk.
Just taking a little walk, he said.
Come down and talk to us. Good for your health. Are you considering more renovation concerns? Hello, Peter. You're looking good, Peter.
Hello, Peter. You're looking good, Peter. I guess he's talking to Peter Doocy, the Fox News guy.
Are you going to build up here?
What was that? What was that hand sign?
Are you going to build up here?
What are you going to build up there? He goes, something beautiful. What does that mean? Is that when somebody does this, I don't know what y'all think. I mean, maybe my mind is just not in the right spot. But when somebody goes like that, in my mind, I go, oh, they're doing hips, right? Hips, or you could say breasts. But like, is that, did I miss it? Is that the universal sign for something beautiful? Is when you go, okay, all right, we're not done.
More ways to spend my money.
More ways to spend my money?
We'll show you. It's just another way to spend my money for the country. Anything I do is financed by me.
They asked if he's considering another story, I guess like adding another story to the White House. That's actually a good question. Maybe that is what they're thinking of, and maybe that's why they're up there. But Trump says, oh, everything I do is financed by me. That's bullshit. That's not true. These guys use taxpayer money for all sorts of shit they're not supposed to use it for. That's point number one. Point number two, even if he does this monstrosity of a ballroom that he's not considering, he wants to do it. Has all in on doing it. $200 million ballroom, 90,000 square feet, which would almost be the size of the White House added to the White House. Even if he has Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and all these assholes give him a shitload of money to get this done, there are strings attached to that, bro. This is a government that has gone rogue. In no way, shape, or form are they representing the people. In every way, they're representing the billionaire class and the corporations and the fucking foreign governments, the Saudi government, the Israeli government. I mean, this guy is by far and away the most corrupt I've ever seen. It's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, people like to talk about fucking Hunter Biden and Nancy Pelosi. That's fucking peanuts compared to what we're witnessing with this guy, with his fucking scam crypto coin. Robbing his own supporters 2 days before his inauguration? With his pay-to-play bullshit at Mar-a-Lago? With billionaires and foreign heads of state coming down there and giving him a bunch of money, $100,000 watches he's selling? What are we talking about? New fucking resorts that he's got in fucking all over the place. In Oman and Vietnam and all these... Like, what are we talking about, bro? But so this was bizarre, I'd say. Now, I should point out, at the same time he was doing this, you know what just dropped? Now, we just covered this. You guys can go watch the segment if you haven't yet on YouTube, but a look inside Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan lair. So, and in that article, what happened? There's literally in Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan pedo lair, there's a picture of Donald Trump and Melania with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And at the same time that dropped, where everybody knew, there's literal pictures of Trump in Jeffrey Epstein's house. That's the story. That's the headline, right? He decides to go on the roof. Total fucking misdirection, right? Total like, Mr. President, you're being so wacky. And then boom, immediately like clockwork, now all the articles that drown out Trump's picture being in Jeffrey Epstein's townhouse, that gets drowned out for Donald Trump wandering on the roof. Donald Trump on the roof. Donald Trump takes questions from reporters on the roof. What is Donald Trump doing on the roof? Like that. Like fucking clockwork. But then he goes on CNBC. And now this guy, Joe Kiernan, who's interviewing him, total fucking MAGA hack. Total MAGA hack. Right-wing stooge to the max. But Trump is so absurd and so over the top that even he is forced to do some fact checks right to his face. Let's watch.
To your claim that revision helped Biden hurt you for the 800,000.
So here, let me just interject to say, Trump had made the claim that the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics revised the numbers for the jobs to make Biden and to make Kamala look better, right? To help her win the election. I think that's the claim that he was making. And of course, it turns out not to be true. The timeline doesn't match up. And so here's Joe Kiernan. He's going to try to fact check Trump on this, and Trump just fucking bulldozes through it, even though Kiernan has just given him facts.
It was in August. There was still plenty of time for voters to see that those weren't real jobs.
After the election in November, I believe it was in the November something, there was a massive revision downward on jobs.
The first one, the 800,000.
So Trump is saying the Bureau of Labor Statistics made the jobs number really high, right, to make Biden and Kamala look good, to try to help Kamala in the election. Trump is saying they did that before the election, and then after the election, they said, oh, just kidding, the jobs numbers weren't that high, they were actually a lot lower, which makes Kamala and Biden look worse, right? This is the claim Trump is making. And so Kiernan's like, no, the revision came in August. So the jobs numbers looked high, the revision was lower, but the revision was in August, so people had the information when they went into the election. And Trump is just flat out lying about it, and he won't stop lying about it.
There was a massive revision downward on
the
jobs.
First one, the 800,000 or 900,000, I think, was in August. And then later it came out in March of 2025. It went to 598, not 818. But the original one...
Well, listen, 598, but there were other revisions downward from prior to the election, because the numbers were rigged, okay? And as you said, the number... Look, you take a look after the election, how many revisions downward there were. But let's get back to Texas.
And he changes the topic. So he's wrong, and he gets caught, and he just bulldozes over him and changes the conversation. And remember, why is Trump firing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics who gives us the job numbers? Trump is pissed off because the jobs numbers weren't good. They weren't good because his policies suck rancid ass. So what do? Instead of, okay, let me go back to the drawing board and make sure my policies make sense and make sure I don't fuck up the economy for no reason whatsoever, instead it's, fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, bring in some absolute MAGA hack who will just lie about the data, which, by the way, this has terrible consequences moving forward. If we can't trust government data, if we can't get objective government data anymore, then the whole system is fucking cooked. The whole system is cooked. Because then we're not even connected to reality anymore. We wouldn't even know, hey, what do we have to do to fix it? Well, we don't know what we have to do to fix the economy because we don't even know what the economy is doing. Because we just have a hack who goes in there and goes, sir, I must say, sir, it looks like you created 17 quadrillion jobs, sir. Oh, all hail the great emperor, god, king, overlord, Donald Trump. Like, this is where we're heading, dog. This is where we're heading. I wish I was kidding, but this is what he's doing. It's so beyond comical. You're firing the person who gave you the objective data because you didn't like the objective data. That's literally like King Joffrey, petulant child shit. And this is some Banana Republic, like tin pot dictatorship shit. All right, I got more. Trump yet again runs into a brick wall of facts and doesn't care.
I have the best poll numbers I've ever had.
Among Republicans.
I have poll numbers where I'm 71%. I have the best poll numbers.
Those are among Republicans. You know you've got...
No. Among Republicans, I'm at 94 and 95%. No, I'm talking about generally. I have the... Let me put it this way. There was a gentleman on Harry...
This guy, and he's trying, but he can't... Like, this is why I don't even know, like, why even bother doing this, right? If he's just going to lie with every fucking breath... What's the point? What's the point of this? This guy knows that's not true, but Trump is just preaching to the choir of the MAGA cult. Like, anybody can go look up, Gallup polling number on Trump. And it's not fucking 71. He's at a historic low right now. Like, it's amazing. I never thought we'd get to a place where we would be this postmodern, where you could just completely and utterly make some shit up and insist it's real and just run with it and then somehow convince half the country that you're the only truth teller.
Emden yesterday on CNN, and he went crazy over how well Trump was doing. Now, you don't put that on because I think CBS is a shade. Actually, CNN's a shade better than NBC. I think NBC is probably the worst of them all. But if you check CNN tomorrow, watch Harry Emden, and you'll see about the numbers. But that's okay. We have to defend ourselves, Joe.
I know, but there are other. They can cite. Your haters cite polls that have you down in the 30s.
No. We're not doing this. It's not his haters that cite polls that he's in the 30s. He's just in the 30s. There just was a poll that came out, not from a left-wing polling outlet, not from biased people, objective data. He was at 37%. 37% overall favorability, and on the economy in particular, 37%. That's what it is. Don't do this fucking, you're haters. No, objective data gatherers. People who believe in reality and facts. Those are the ones saying it's 37 because it's fucking 37. Now, sure, if you go to the average, maybe it's 41, 42, around there. But there was a poll that was 37 very recently. Not no fucking 71 bullshit. You can't even find that in the conservative pollsters. Like Rasmussen's not out there saying he's got a 71% overall approval rating. Trump's just making that up. What was that, like a fucking cat turd Twitter poll you're talking about? This is totally made up.
Yeah, but they're fake polls, Joe. I had a lot of fake polls. You also have me in the 70s. I have fake polls.
It's just incredible. Anything I don't like is fake. All right, we're still not done. So in this same interview, and remember, wandering on the roof, being visibly confused on the roof of the White House, and then this interview, this all comes immediately after the New York Times article which shows that Jeffrey Epstein had a fucking picture of Donald Trump in his house. And that was the headline. That's what everybody was going to be talking about. And he decides to fucking railroad it. So all this shit was on purpose. It was on purpose. But here we go. This is one people are raising their eyebrows at because this is some like old man 1940s style racism, dog, what you're about to hear here. Buckle up.
These people, you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? These are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people.
I mean, this is just total, like, eugenic shit, right? Like, the people who work in the farms, who pick the crops, they do it naturally. I said, what happens when they get a bad back? They say, they don't get a bad back because then they're done if they do it, or they don't get it. So these are special people. They're made for this exact thing that they do. Oh, my God, bro. That is literally the same logic of slavery. That's what they all said. The slaves being in the fields, well, they should be there because they belong there naturally. Like, this is their place. This is what it is. They don't even feel the same way you and I feel. They were made for the field to just do the field things. That's who they are. That's what they do. There's no replacing them. Like, this is their space in society. He's using those sorts of arguments, except now it's with immigrants in the field. Like, naturally. They do it naturally. Do they? Do they do it naturally? Again, it's all the eugenics hierarchy shit. I can't. He really is an old school racist, dog. Like, old school racist. We're beyond just like, old white man says Oriental instead of Asian. We have surpassed that. And we've rolled the clock back to, racism is not even fucking taboo anymore. Now you see people just being open. I don't know if you guys saw this. There were people throwing up, a bunch of women throwing up Zig Heils on Twitter the other day. I saw like 4 of them came across my feed. And they think it's like this cutesy thing that they're doing now. Right? It's like, they're proud of it. People are proud of it now. And so now he can just come out here and say some shit like this. The Hispanics naturally they belong in the field and they don't get bad backs. So they're doing the perfect thing for them. They don't get bad backs. Definitely don't let them get successful in other ways. Definitely don't let them in your boardroom. Definitely don't let them be, a business leader. Definitely don't let them do, this other kind of labor. Don't let them do entrepreneurship. No, they belong in the field naturally. That's why they don't get bad backs. They belong out there. They should all be out there. I can't, man. But this is the hell we're living in, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.